All right, welcome everybody. We are here to celebrate the April Small but Mighty Business of the Month, sponsored by our friends at First Seacoast Bank, formerly Federal Savings Bank, but now they're First Seacoast Bank. They are not with us today, but today we are here to celebrate Loaded Question. Loaded Question Brewing Company. Never get that right.
Brewing Company.
Brewing Company. Okay, that's what I thought. Loaded Question Brewing Company. We have the two primary folks there. Of course, Tom is the owner in the bottom of my screen, and we have Pete in the upper left. And Pete, what is your role there now? I know you do things, but I'm not sure what things.
A little bit of everything.
Right on.
Kind of do managing the front of house, sales, updating the website, updating the social media. Sometimes I press buttons and move hoses. Yeah, all kinds of fun stuff.
Cool. Well, Tom, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about Loaded Question, where you got your start, and where you're at, all the sort of the basics.
Yeah, so we started, our 2-year anniversary is on the 29th, I believe. So we are almost 2 years in. Party will be a little smaller this year than last year.
Right.
But yeah, we opened 2 years ago. I brewing went about 23 years ago now, but just home brewing, and moved out here for a job. It did not work out, and loved the area. Decided to open a brewery, and here I am now.
And what is it like to own a brewery in the middle of the COVID-19 craziness?
Stressful would probably be a good word, but we're doing okay. It's oddly enough, when things started emerging, I'd actually have to say I was kind of glad when the governor closed things down, because it felt like the right thing to do.
Yep.
But as a business owner, it's hard to do it. And you're looking at your competition, and nobody kind of wants to be the first one to blink. So in a strange way, I was thankful the decision was made, because it was the right thing to do in our mind for safety. And it's a little bit painful on the business side. It made it clear everybody has to do it. You're not worried about losing market share or anything. And we're all in this together. So let's all do it together.
Yep. So where is Loaded Question for those folks that haven't ventured down the long hallway to you?
We are in the west end of town, right off of Islington. 909 Islington, which is behind Infinite Imaging. And we are the long hallway right next to Dow's Automotive, located in the back of the building. And as you may have seen in the Seacoast paper today, we are working on getting a patio in the back. So we got approval, Tuesday night. I made it through the Board of Adjustment from Portsmouth, and I think tonight we should be, I'm going back to have another Zoom call with the planning board, and if we had the period open for public comment, I don't think too many people will complain about having a place to drink beer outdoors, but you never know. So hopefully we'll be getting that tonight.
You don't really have any neighbors back there, so there shouldn't be too much to worry about.
Tracks.
Yeah, it's just the railroad. So, well, that's very good. So, assuming you get that approval, when do you think the patio will be ready for operation?
So there's still a surprising number of steps to go through. The Portsmouth Liquor Board. We need to get an inspection from the State Liquor Board, and then the Portsmouth Fire Department needs to issue a new certificate of occupancy.
Yep.
And the lead inspector will come by and take a look at it too. So we still have several more steps. If everything went smoothly, and we need to get a building permit to actually build it.
Yep.
So even if everything went smoothly, it would probably be a month to two out. Okay. And I'm not sure we can actually afford to put in the patio right now, but we're going to continue forward with the steps that we can and put a lot of sweat equity in and do what we can just to kind of keep it moving along.
Right on. Well, there's been some hints and speculating that some of the outdoor seating locations will be the first restaurants to potentially reopen. So you might be just in time to take advantage of that if you can make it happen.
Yep.
Very cool. So what, maybe for Pete, what do you think sets Loaded Question apart from other breweries in the region?
I mean, I think it's the other guy in the room right now. He's a very, very good brewer, and he kind of brews across the spectrum. So if you're a classic New England IPA guy and you need that, we have it. If you want a Belgian, Tom's got some great lagers now. If you want a sour, you want some great dark beers. Our stouts and our porters are pretty phenomenal. It's nice that we have 8 taps and it always is rotating. There's always something different. And everything's what it's supposed to be. He makes really good beer. And I think it's definitely a little bit different that we don't focus. We don't focus on one style or one set of styles. We definitely cover the whole board. I think that helps us a lot.
Which is very cool. So the beer is available, obviously, at the brewery. It's available, well, not right now, it's not available at the brewery, but normally it's available at the brewery. It's available to go, and you guys are doing some delivery right now?
Yep. Yeah, we're doing delivery of both 4-packs, which the variety there changes a little bit every once in a while. We're doing another canning run on Monday, and we should add at least 3 styles, maybe 4. And then we have 3 right now, so we might have up to 7 or 8. And then everything that's on tap is also available in growlers, so we can do growler fills and returns of our own growlers because we're cleaning them out here and sanitizing them and running them through all the cycles they need to go through. So yeah, there's a lot of beer offerings still. We still are capable of giving that variety to our patrons, which is great.
Very cool. So Tom, I've asked this question, so I know the answer, but I think it's a good story. So tell us about the name Loaded Question.
Loaded Question, yeah. So part of it was we're just coming up with the name was challenging because so many of the names were taken. And I was sitting around with some friends drinking beer, and somebody asked me what my favorite beer was. I get asked that question a lot just because I've been brewing so long. And somebody else said, that's a loaded question. And we kind of came upon that for our answer. And so for the name, and I really, the answer to the question, which is of course what everybody asks me, what is the loaded question? And it is what my friend asked me at that time, what's your favorite beer? And my answer is always, it's the one drinking right now. My least favorite one is the empty one. And, which I think kind of reflects what our brand is and the rotation of beers and depending on the season, the weather, mood, things like that. Variety is fun. It's one of the reasons people like craft beer. I don't want to have the same thing for dinner every night, no matter how much I like it. And it's the same thing with my beers.
Very cool. What's the environment like there for someone that hasn't walked through the doors and sat down and had a pint or whatever? What's the vibe?
Definitely pretty intimate. Lot of locals with some kind of passionate beer tourists that are making the rounds through Portsmouth because of it all of it. But it's definitely small, intimate, comfortable, casual. A little bit quirky because it's an industrial space that's kind of been warmed up a little bit with some creative, nerdy posters and big mural.
Yeah, big mural. Very cool mural.
At the end of a long, creepy hallway. So if you haven't been there yet, the hallway is 150 feet long.
Yeah.
So people open the door to the building, and I've seen people as I'm like coming in back from delivering kegs or something, open the door and kind of pause and then step back out to look up to make sure that they saw the sign to make sure they were going in the right building. You could tell, like, when they opened it, they weren't always like, is this really where it is? So, if you feel a little uncomfortable, you're in the right place. Terrible way to say it, but.
Perfect.
There's beer at the end of the hallway.
Yeah, right? You need to paint that on the floor so everyone knows they're in the right spot. Or like there can be a cup that gets fuller as you get there. Be cool. Right now, what do people do to stay informed? Where do they get like the beer list? Is that on the website? Is it on the Facebook? Where is it at?
The beer list is still updated on the website, which reminds me I need to do that today. But we do have an online store as well with a link right off the website, so you can purchase your curbside pickup or your delivery orders right off the website. Very simple and easy and secure, and just a good, easy way to do it. So offerings are all up there, little descriptions. Yeah.
Cool. So all the purchases are going through the website right now. So there's curbside pickup and then delivery. What's the radius of delivery from you guys?
We haven't really limited it yet, except for out of state, because that's illegal. But
Details.
We've gone as far as Dover and Durham.
Really?
Exeter, and we'll deliver to Portsmouth 7 days a week, and then we've kind of picked regions around the seacoast to deliver to other days of the week.
Okay.
That schedule's up on the website. And the truth is, if it was an emergency beer situation, we would probably figure it out another day. But yeah, give us a call, send us a message on any of the social media platforms, and we'll figure it out for you. So
awesome. That's awesome. I might be an emergency beer situation sometime soon, so you never know.
There's a brewery in New York City called Other Half, which is doing a worldwide collaborative called All Together. And we should be releasing that next Monday, or All Together. Nice. And a portion of the profits from that are going to go back into kind of helping the service industry. So
right on.
We're actually looking for a good charity to do it. We don't feel like it's appropriate to distribute it ourselves. So if you have any good ideas, let us know.
Okay. So is that is like everyone brewing the same recipe, or how is that working?
Pretty close to the same recipe. So they went with a fairly generic grist bill. So the grains are they knew everybody would have it.
Right.
Hops are kind of New Englandy. And then they kind of suggested one of two yeast strains, one that they know everybody has, and the other one that's kind of the classic New England IPA one. And we decided to go the New England IPA route. So yeah, 6.5%. Nice and juicy. It'll be a nice one coming out next week.
Cool.
So, all together.
Sounds good. I like a New England IPA. I'll get in on that. So, all right. Well, thanks, guys. Let us know if there's anything we can do to help, and keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah, you too, Ben.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ben.
Take care.
Yep,
Thank
bye.
you, Ben.
All right. Bye-bye.